You are the... Wait, am I reading that right? Junior Defender of Human Rights? Okay then, Junior Defender of Human Rights, Ninja Kid, and the notorious monsters of Demon Island are attempting to conquer the world. These monsters have set up a series of traps to aid in their conquest, and it's up to you to defeat them all and defeat the ferocious giant demon to restore peace to the world. When the Nintendo Entertainment System first launched in 1985, there was a set of 17 games which released along with the console. These games are colloquially known as black box games due to the fact that they all share a similar layout for the artwork on the game box and they feature a predominantly black color scheme. Nintendo would release 13 more black box games between 1985 and 1987 for a grand total of 30 black box games. Ninja Kid was not a black box game, so why am I even talking about black box games? Ninja Kid was released in 1986, making it a very early title for the NES. In fact, if we go by the dates listed on Wikipedia, it was the 29th game released for the NES, and Ninja Kid actually released before the final 3 black box games, which are volleyball, pro wrestling, and slalom. Ninja Kid is an action game published by Bandai and developed by Toes. Toes would later go on to create a few games I reviewed previously, Demon Sword in the NES Abridged series, and if we go back even further, before the NES Abridged series ever existed, I reviewed Frankenstein: The Monster Returns. Wow, we're getting quite a history lesson today, so let's just move on to the review. When you first begin your Ninja Kid quest, you'll be on a sort of map screen which has randomly placed icons that represent what the manual refers to as fighting fields. If you slowly, ever so slowly, navigate to one of these fighting fields, you'll enter the fighting field, and that's where the action really happens. Each of the fighting fields require that you perform 10 somethings in order to progress. In guerrilla warfare, you'll have to defeat 10 enemies. Dogfight also requires defeating 10 enemies, but this time you're flying around on a kite. Poison Fields, you'll have to collect 10 demon spirits. And finally, Blazing Inferno, which is the most unique field. You'll notice a small flame following Ninja Kid around in this field, and you'll have to lead it to 10 candles in order to light them all. Once your goal is met, 2 doors will appear. One of these doors leads you back to the map screen, while the other door takes you straight to Demon Hell. You'll have to defeat the giant demon at the top of Demon Hell to escape, which typically involves chucking daggers into their eyes. Each fighting field has a few randomized layouts, but they start feeling pretty repetitive after a while. Speaking of repetitive, here's the music you'll be hearing most of the time. Ninja Kid features the traditional A to jump and B to attack control scheme, and your primary attack consists of throwing daggers. You can also pick up additional weapons which have limited ammunition. Some of these weapons include iron stars, which can pierce enemies, or the fire flame weapon, which travels in a small circle as it flies forward. Let's get into how to progress in Ninja Kid. Are you ready? 'Cause here we go. In order to get to the next map screen, you have to defeat the boss demon in the demon castle, but you can't access the demon castle until you obtain the scroll. The scroll will randomly appear in one of the fighting fields, but only once you've met half your current objective for the fighting field, so 5 out of 10. You can also have up to 3 friends which help you fight the boss demon, Pegasus, the Eagle, and the Witch. To gain access to these friends, you have to collect up to 3 whistles which appear in the fighting fields after you've met 9 out of 10 of your objectives. Once you have the scroll, you gain access to the demon castle, and you have a boss fight against the demon. To summon your friends, do you press A? No. Do you press B? No. Do you push start or select? No and no. You have to run to the left corner of the screen to squat, which is your friend's cue to join the battle. Kill the boss demon and on to the next stage. Yes! Nailed it. There are 8 different boss demons in Ninja Kid, but it has no real ending. It just goes on and on until you lose all your lives. It's hard to be super critical of a game that came out so early for the NES console, but it's not the type of game that really has much to offer unless you're into chasing high scores or seeing how many levels you can beat before the game beats you. If you are one of those folks, I've released a companion Ninja Kid video of my high score playthrough, complete with commentary and tips and tricks as a kinda casual high score challenge. You can get to my high score video by clicking up here or by clicking on the link in the description of this video, and if you'd like to participate, just post a picture of your high score in the comments over there and good luck. Ninja Kid is kind of fun in small doses, and it can really put your twitch reflexes to the test, but it gets repetitive pretty quickly, and as such, I give it a cyclical 2. 2 out of 5. These games are colloquially called I got it right that time. Kind of fun in small doses, and it can really put your tweef